tell me what you see happening in AI and the deal flow, because right now, to me, it feels like a bubble, right?
It is.
Okay.
It is a bubble. I think that's one of the most exciting things about what I do, because I tend to find out certain things,
right.
and I see the technology, and I
Right.
see the research, and I see where it's going. And I'm just like, oh man, this is amazing. It is scary though. I will tell you that.
No,
So-
it's you have to, it's like a very fine brandy.
Mhm.
You have to sip it. Otherwise you're going to blow your mind out,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
it is what AI has the potential to do and change, not only economically, but culturally.
Yeah.
Is mind blowing.
And a lot of people are looking at, they're picking and poaching all those kids, all the kids that are at MIT, all these kids that's in Silicon Valley that's creating all this technology and the advances of AI into those technologies. So they're basically funding their research.
Yeah.
So I have a fund that I know, one of my clients, he's funding their research. Anything that's outside of what their university has for those research, any government grants or state grants, that's all fine and dandy. But if you can come in and say, hey, I have $5 million right here to push this research.
Yeah.
And in return for that, here's my $5 million. If it works, this is a percentage of equity that I'm going to own. And by the way, I'm going to help you partner, establish these strategic partnerships with a variety of people within that industry, technology and software and things of that nature worldwide, to see what we can get for the best deal. It doesn't have to be the US, but it'd be nice if it was. But of course, they expand their net worldwide. So that's how my clients have been approaching AI from that perspective. And they do a ton of research on the research that's been going on by those individuals with AI.
Yeah.
They have access to all the data. They go on site. They figure out how it can be used in different mechanisms, whether it's robotics, neurology. Is another aspect of it that's coming up that's really, really pushing towards that, where the AI can communicate with people with disabilities and things of that nature and translate and actually do the activities for them. So it's different than what people normally see with the Neuralink type of situation. It's kind of
not
an expansion
embedded
of
in
that.
your brain.
It's not an embedded situation, but it does require, some effort on your part and things like that. But it also allows physicians to monitor your progress and your condition and to see if there's anything they can do there. So when you look at it from that perspective, that's what's exciting to me about AI.
Do you ever just wake up and go, holy shit, this is the scariest thing, and just like close the proposal?
All the time. All the time. Because you look at it and you just think to yourself, like, man,
it's too much.
It's just scary. Like, it's going to get to the point where, I'm not even going to roll out of bed. Everything's going to be done for me.
Yeah.
I can think about something and it gets done. I can think about turning the lights. I can think about starting my coffee. I can think about this and it just gets done.
Yeah.
So that's something that it is scary, but it is exciting to see it.
The pace is accelerated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like unlike any other time in history,
Yeah.
Okay. So just switching gears a little bit. So private equity, let's talk about it for a minute.
Okay.
What is your take on private equity? And then I'm going to tell you what the general opinion is. I'm sure you already know that.
My take on private equity is I've seen more failures on the private equity side than other.
Why do you think
types.
that is?
And I think it's because of the selection.
Of the roll-ups.
Yeah, the selection of the roll-ups, I would say, let's say the good old boy system. Hey, I know such and such. They own a business. They have several things. It's more so on that side of things, and that's where the mistakes go. You got to get away from the personal side of it, and just evaluate businesses as they come. And that evaluation process, having the CPA involved into that, do some type of forensic accounting if necessary, especially if the business has been in existence for more than 5 years, to make sure there's no outside liabilities, because those surprises pop up.
Yeah.
And so private equity is probably the kind of like wishy-washy portion of what I do.
Yeah.
As far as fund creation and structures. But that's different than venture capital. Venture capital, you focus on startup. You can help. You can install your own management team. Private equity, you're looking at businesses that's trying to expand, increase their value so that you can work out the best exit strategy for the investor, the owners, and so on. So that's the kind of the big piece that I see right here. There's a lot of failure on that side of it. And it's mainly the due diligence piece of it. So I can give them all my clients a list. I say, hey, whenever you're evaluating a company, here's a due diligence checklist.
Right.
If you go through this, it's likely that you're not going to miss these things.
Right.
Sometimes they use them, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I can't help that piece of it.
What about, okay, so private equity, it's such a blessing and a curse when it comes to, getting funding to grow a business in private equity. But the perception is, innovation is not a thing with private equity, right? It's all about buying revenue to create. It's about the exit, and rolling up the bottom line. So, and you just touched on, and you sort of lit up a little bit, right? When you said the VC part of what you do. Why does that you actually?
I'm excited about venture capital. I love doing venture capital funds because, like you said, that's where you see all the startups. That's where you see all the new ideas. That's where you see all the new technology and advances and everything else. And then occasionally I will get asked, hey, by looking at this business plan, what do you think? How can we connect these dots? What other industries do you think that we can impact? And then my input is a lot more prevalent in a venture capital setting because at that point, we're at the starting stages. There is startups, it's all these things, and you have more of an opportunity to mold how that company is going to turn out down the line. And it's satisfying to see that. Yeah. It's satisfying to see a company do well that I advise. And I'm just like, man, these guys are going great. But then on the downside, it's sad to see when it doesn't go great. Yeah,
it's a high fail rate for sure.
But that's why I love venture capital. That's where all those new ideas and, your opinion towards those go a lot further than the private equity side for a company that's already been established and they have their own.
Yeah, it's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting.
The vibe,
Yeah, it's just like, okay, we're just trying to get this little bit more value and then we're going to exit and get out of it. And then it's on to the next. And that's why, venture capital is pretty much what I like to do. It's fund structures. And then outside of that, to be real estate. But the venture capital is really, that's where all the ideas and the new technology and the new things that's coming out that's not public yet. And you can help that whole process. So it's exciting to be at the beginning stages and then walk
and be a part of it.
And those are the clients that usually bring me on as, hey, we want you to be the general counsel for this company that we're bringing in. So basically I get more clients from that too.
Yeah.
Just being, just putting it out there. So if I advise well on the venture capital side and they invest in 5 startups and they see the needs of these startups, 2 of them may need a general counsel to come in, advise on what Jeremy can do that. He's helped us do this and we know who he is. We trust what he says. That relationship, that comfortability that they have goes a long way in venture capital.